Welcome back to the Daily Dean. So, have you ever wondered where modern day soda brands get their names? Neither have I until today, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So, starting off with the brand classic, Coca-Cola. First, you may already know that this little bit of trivia. Coca-Cola used to contain cocaine in its original recipes. If you didn't, now you know. And cocaine comes from the cola leaves. Cola leaves were one of the original ingredients in Coca-Cola, which is where, oops, did I say cola? Coca leaves, which is where, cocaine comes from. Coca leaves are what are the first part of the name. The cola nuts are the second part of the name. Coca-Cola, coca leaves, Coca-Cola nuts. Kind of a tongue twister there. Interesting little side bit of information some of my friends may know. Cola nuts are an important part in some African cultures, like the Igbo people. So that's to you guys. Now, in relation, stemming off from that, Cola nuts are a source of caffeine, which is where you may get caffeine in Coca-Cola. So modern recipe is actually different from the coca leaves and the cola nuts, but that's besides the point. Pepsi was made by a pharmacist. So was Coca-Cola, but it's less interesting because this pharmacist named the drink after himself. His last name was Bradham, and he named it Brad's Drink for 5 years actually before he renamed it to Pepsi Cola, and then renamed that to Pepsi. Pepsi comes from the medical term dyspepsia, which means indigestion. It's kind of an old-timey or not a word that isn't really used a lot colloquially, in modern speech, and so you may hear it referred to as indigestion. Indigestion, upset stomach, right? He branded it as this way to solve your tummy problems. And that's where Pepsi comes from. Now, Sprite was originally called a lemon-lime version of Fanta. Interesting story about Fanta I'll be going over later. When it was branded, it came from Germany, and when Sprite was branded to America, they used this character who appeared in Coca-Cola ads, because Sprite comes from Coca-Cola. They used this Sprite character who was like a little elf boy, and his little elf getup, comes from the name Sprite, because Sprite is another word for fairy or elf. And so this little person who became like the icon of Sprite, they just took his name and say, hey yo, here's Sprite, named after this little elf boy who used to be in our commercials. So that's that. And now Fanta. There's a video from Business Insider that explains it way better than I can. So I'll give you a summary, and so you can check it out down below, the video I'm talking about, if you want to learn more about the origins of Fanta. So let me set the scene. It's World War II. The U.S. sets an embargo on Coca-Cola syrup, the main ingredient for Coca-Cola, on Nazi Germany. And Germany now, there is the distributing factory plant headquarters for Coca-Cola in Germany says, hey, we need some way to get our profits up here. What if we created a substitute for Coca-Cola in Germany? And so Nazis invented the whole Coca-Cola Fanta brand by using the German word. Here's how the story goes. Fantasy might have butchered that pronunciation as a kind of retort. The Wikipedia page specifically says, oh, they're in a boardroom of directors and they're like, hey yo, use your imagination, what name do we call it? And so they're speaking in German. The German word for imagination, Fanta, includes the word Fanta. So boom, you use that, and boom, you got the brand name. And so it's stuck on from there. And once again, might have butchered that explanation entirely, which is why it's just a summary. If you want to learn more about the origins of Fanta in Nazi Germany, totally check out the video down below, which explains it way better, possibly more tastefully. Sorry if I might have offended you personally by going over that origins, but that's basically all I got, and I hope you have a wonderful week. So bye bye. Hope you learned something.